strikes, this time in Yemen.
7 people died and at least 8 staff were missing after a missile struck a hospital in the town of Marat al-Numan in Idlib province.
It is unacceptable that the bombing of hospital and the killing of staff and patients can be dismissed as collateral damage or brushed aside as a mistake. As doctors, we are fighting back for the sake of patients. Today, we say enough. Even war has rules.
Médecins sans frontières, également connu sous l'acronyme MSF, prodigue des soins médicaux impartiaux dans des zones de conflit et des zones de guerre aux 4 coins du monde.
Providing impartial medical care is at the heart of the principles that drive MSF teams on the ground. It's also at the core of the Hippocratic Oath that doctors and nurses take, which is to treat anyone regardless of what side they're on, even if they were the enemy or they're combatants.
In this moment, the MSF
Pourtant, les infrastructures médicales, le personnel et les patients soignés sont devenus de manière inadmissible la cible régulière et directe de la guerre.
5 شهداء وأكثر من 30 جريح جلهم الآن تحت هذا الأنقاض بعد استهداف الطيران الروسي لمشفى أطباء بلا حدود حقق إصابة مباشرة داخل هذا المشفى أدت إلى تدميرها بشكل كامل.
Some accuse Russia of hitting 6 hospitals in Syria. Others accuse it of hitting just one, but no one could independently verify the claims.
We are not naive. We know it's incredibly dangerous work. Our staff take risks. They understand those risks, but those risks shouldn't be included in the hospitals they're working in being targeted and bombed. Nor should they be attacked for doing their work, which is providing medical care to people based on no other consideration other than their medical status.
Depuis le début du conflit syrien, le nombre d'hôpitaux bombardés ou visés par des obus ne se compte plus. Plus de 67 d'entre eux bénéficiaient du soutien de MSF. Au Yémen, en l'espace de 3 mois, 3 infrastructures médicales de MSF ont été partiellement ou entièrement détruites.
We do take precautions to try and limit the risks for both our teams and also our patients in our medical facilities. This has included everything from giving GPS coordinates to different sides of the conflict, but we also know that hasn't worked in many of the conflicts because many of the combatants have directly targeted medical care, either criminalizing it or targeting it by bombing healthcare facilities.
When we attack medical facilities and it becomes dysfunctional, you are depriving of the lifeline, the medical lifeline for the general population.
L'attaque la plus mortelle d'un hôpital de MSF a eu lieu en octobre 2015. 105 patients étaient pris en charge au centre de traumatologie. Certains d'entre eux subissaient des opérations chirurgicales. L'avion de combat américain a ouvert le feu pendant environ 1 heure, tuant 42 personnes, dont 24 patients, 14 membres du personnel et 4 accompagnateurs.
We were offering high-level trauma care to the whole civilian population in northeastern Afghanistan. It was offering care to more than 1 million people. Everybody knew our address.
8 mois après l'attaque, le ministère de la Défense des États-Unis a annoncé les conclusions de sa propre enquête interne.
The investigation determined that all members of both the ground force and the AC-130 aircrew were unaware that the aircraft was firing on a medical facility throughout the engagement. The investigation ultimately concluded that this tragic incident was caused by a combination of human errors compounded by process and equipment failures.
تقريبا معذرات دلني كي ولا معذرات ولا اشتباك معذرات نكي يوم دوبام دريبام دوسالات بام دير أشغال أنا فايلين قال هذا فايل هذا كيميائي مواد جنات جنگی جنات بزید جنگ استفاده می استفاده کیمیایی مواد می استفاده بوده
We provided the GPS coordinates repeatedly to civilian and military leadership, both in Washington and Kabul. I find it very difficult to believe that people were not aware of the intent and the purpose of this facility, and will continue to demand for an independent inquiry into this attack.
Well, for us, what is important, it's our biggest loss of staff and patient in one attack. And we need to understand, because if we don't understand, it means that somehow what we thought was the rule of working in war zone, meaning that they were a protected space in terms of medical space, is not applicable anymore. And this is what we call the Geneva Convention.
En 1949, les conventions de Genève ont fixé les règles des conflits armés internationaux. Les infrastructures médicales doivent être protégées afin de minimiser le nombre de victimes en temps de guerre. 59 pays ont signé cette déclaration.
I'm sending team at the front line, taking risk for themselves, but as well, by opening a center, I'm putting at risk thousands of patients. And I don't want our hospital to become bait for patients. So how are we going to deal with that?
Yes, are you ready? Yes, we are going out to building first start.
Today we really see a situation where there is no accountability for these attacks on healthcare. We see countless places, whether it be Yemen, Sudan, Syria, where there are no serious, impartial, or independent investigations of these incidents. And that exposes a real vacuum that exists today in the international humanitarian system and in the political system.
Denying people access to essential health.
En mai 2016, le Conseil de sécurité de l'ONU s'est réuni pour envisager des solutions à la crise de sécurité qui touche les soins médicaux dans les zones de conflit.
Medical personnel.
You are charged with protecting peace and security. Yet, 4 of the 5 permanent members of this council have, to varying degrees, been associated with coalition responsible for attacks on health structure over the last year. Stop these attacks.
It really strikes at the core of our humanity. At the end of the day, everyone should be concerned. There are conflicts raging across many different countries today, and we see, perhaps more than any other time, how difficult it is to reach those people. And that's why we need to push back and ensure that governments, armed groups, non-state groups take these responsibilities seriously and make sure that there is a space for humanity in all conflict.
Lors d'un vote unanime, le Conseil de sécurité a appuyé une résolution condamnant les attaques et les menaces contre les blessés et les malades, le personnel médical et humanitaire, ainsi que contre les hôpitaux et autres établissements de santé.
Today's words will only be meaningful if they are put into practice. The Security Council members must live up to their extraordinary responsibility and set an example for all states. This resolution must save lives.
Les organisations humanitaires, médicales et les personnes vivant dans les zones de conflit attendent de cette résolution qu'elle protège les soins de santé délivrés en toute impartialité et qu'elle soutienne les obligations éthiques du personnel de santé qui soigne tous les malades et tous les blessés, sans discrimination.
It is only the beginning, though. It's not enough solely to keep our patients and staff safe in hospitals. The targeting of civilians in conflict is egregious, but at a minimum, the gates of our hospitals, that is the last line of defense that we're trying to hold up.